Hello and thanks again for joining me for another episode of Escape the Pacific. So we are picking up where we left off last time, just seeing if I can see that pile of foam. So we're not too far from that. I don't see it anymore. In the last episode I was wondering about these birds that I've seen. And it did seem to be a little bit early to be seeing those because a lot of my trips are normally about 4 or 5 days between clusters. It is the third morning, so there's one quick way to test, and that is to point down and try to fast sail, and it says cluster 2 close, so that means that we are near the next cluster. So we're going to look for these birds. There they are over there. So it is sunrise, and at sunrise they head out away from the nearest cluster. So we need to turn towards them, or towards where they're coming from. So up until this point we have just been travelling east because that's where our note said. But that is just a rough note left on a beach, and it's not exact. So once we are near the cluster, we then need to zero in on it, and we do that by following the birds. So in the mornings at sunrise, they're going to be flying away from the cluster to go out and hunt. Let's just have a look. So they're sort of coming a bit further around south. So it'll keep turning a bit. Hopefully we'll get another batch. And at sunset, they'll be flying back towards the closest cluster where they go to nest. So let's just have a look here. I think we're about almost on course. So sail for a little bit here and see if we get another batch of birds and straighten up a bit. So let's have a look here. Yep, there's another batch there. And if we hit escape, or we have to stop sailing, stand up, hit escape, you can see they're flying straight over us and they're heading in that direction. So we do need to turn just a little bit more. Just a little bit, straighten up so that we're heading dead on where they're coming from. That looks pretty good. Alright, so we'll take another seat and we'll do some more fast sailing here. We'll see if we get one more batch. And see how we go from there. Now, if you notice down in the bottom left hand corner, we are now on version 0.6 to E.0.1. So the E is for experimental because I'm on the experimental branch rather than the stable branch. There has been an update, and that update involves ropes and anchors. So let's just have a look. I'm just seeing if I see any more birds. There's another batch of birds there. So yeah, we're pretty much on course. So let's just have a look. Yep, so about in between south and southeast. Pretty good. So now the ropes have changed, and I've got a couple of ropes in here, but the small rope is now twine. The strong rope is now just rope, and they've added a third rope, which is a long rope. So twine, you can still use the coconut fibres and the hemp stems, but there's also now bush fibre, and you can use the tall grass rolls. And bush fibre we get from chopping down those bushes that we normally get nothing for. So now there's more ways to make rope, and the rope is used for the new anchors that they've added. So we'll have a look at them when we do make some landfall. So still got a little while to go yet. We are sort of, yep, heading in the right direction. Let's have a look at the time. So it is almost 6:30. Pop that away. Okay. So I don't know if there's going to be another batch of birds, but I think we're on course. We're just going to check these. These are all fine. Our hunger and our thirst is fine. Alright. There's another batch of birds there. Yeah, we look pretty good. Maybe just straighten up just a tad. It looks pretty decent, I think. Maybe just a tiny bit more over. Alright. So... Alright, so we're pretty much on course for the next cluster. So, I'm going to take a bit of a nap. I'm going to nap for a little while longer. So this is not to get rid of our tiredness, just want to pass some time. We don't really travel very far while we're napping. And we shouldn't really be seeing any birds anymore. We'll just double check. We're still heading in the right direction. Let's just check our watch. Okay, so it is 9:45. Alright, pop that away. We'll have another short nap. So we want to get to noon. Don't want to oversleep. Let's check that now. Alright, so 11:20. I don't want to nap again because that'll go take us past noon. So, pop our watch away. And we're just going to take a seat and just going to sail on fast time for a while till we get closer to noon. And then we'll pull out the sextant. We'll have a look, see if we can mark the cluster. So I'll be back to you in a moment because it's not going to be much to see for a little while. We've just got to pass a little bit of time to get back to noon. Okay, so it's not quite noon yet. Still got a little bit to go. However, now we bring up our compass and we're now in the new cluster. If we zoom out, though, we've still only got the first cluster on our world map. So that's why we're waiting for noon so that we can mark our second cluster. So, just going to zoom it back in. So we're now in the new cluster. Can't see anything on the horizon yet. So we're right out on the outskirts. Now we can hold down shift and click up here. I'm going to call it second cluster because there are more than just two. So we do have that. We're still heading in between south and southeast. Sort of drifted a little bit. So head over just a tiny bit. And I'm going to keep on fast sailing for another 10 minutes or so till we get closer to noon. Pull out the sextant. So I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, so it's about 5 to noon. I'm going to pop that away. Going to hop up here, try not to sink. And we're going to pull out a map. Still don't see anything on the horizon, and we probably won't for a while. But let's bring out the sextant now and find the sun. There it is. Use E to bring it down into the middle of the sextant and drag it down to the horizon. Okay. I'm not getting anything just yet. We need to zoom this out. Alright. So, we're a couple of minutes too early. Oh, there we go. We've got second cluster marked on here. And so we've got a circle and we've got a few other lines, so it's not completely accurate yet. Just going to adjust that a bit. Try it again. It hasn't quite clicked over. There we go, accurate measure. So now we've got a perfect circle. We can hold down shift and we can drag this across. So our second cluster is now marked. So we're now going to pull out our compass. We're going to scroll out. Scroll in. We'll put it away and we'll just put it back out and it'll bring us straight back in. So we are very close. So pop that away. We've just got to... Oh wait, it's over in this direction. We are very close. We're still a fair way out. So we've got to keep sailing for just a little bit. So just going to take a seat again. And we're just going to use fast time again. So we've got the second cluster now accurately mapped on our map here. And actually, if we have a look at it, so if we zoom it out, so we can see it is east, but it's just south of that eastern line, which is why we needed to do a bit of a course correction. So we are still heading... Yeah, let me see, there's too much glare on there. Alright, we've got to head a little bit more south, I think. Getting a bit hard to see the compass there. But we're pretty much on course. So I'm just going to keep on sailing on fast time until we get a bit closer, till we start seeing something on the horizon. So I'll be back to you in another moment. Okay, so it's just started raining, but we have an island over there. It's not going to mark anything on our map just yet. Got another one there. And we're heading straight towards one. So it won't actually mark one on our map until we actually make landfall. We're pretty much heading straight for that one. So I'm just going to keep on travelling on fast time towards that one. Straighten up a little bit towards it. And I'll just keep sailing on fast time for a little bit. And I'll come back to you when we're a little bit closer. Alrighty, so we're getting a bit closer. Well, coming up on this one, it looks very small. I don't know if that's a tree or a bush. Can't quite make it out from here. We're going to hop up and have a look from up here and see if we can see anything up here. Do see another one off in the distance. The one over there. There's one there. So we've got 3 in our sights. Just keep heading towards that one. Still got some thunder going on in the distance, but it's not near us. Does look like I'm going a little off course to hop down and reopen the UI. It does look like a very tiny island, this first one, but we'll check it out. Alrighty, so straighten up a bit, keep coming. So once we make landfall on here, it should mark the island. Does look very tiny, looks like there's only one tree on it. Maybe a bush or something. Does look like a few bits and pieces scattered on the shore. Can't quite make them out. But we will know soon enough. So I see another one further off. Looks like it might be 2 palm trees. Let's see if we can see anything. Not quite close enough. Alrighty. So keep going. Almost there. Definitely hear some birds. Alrighty. Some more thunder. It definitely looks like we're going to cop some more rain here. And down it comes. Alright, so bring our sails down. Got ourselves another barrel there. Drag it up. It's up against that statue there. Alright, let's grab out our pots. Now, we don't have our bag. Got to make ourselves a new bag. Can't carry them in there. See if we can get some of this fresh water. So we could have brought our bag, but we did sink a couple of times during the trip, and we may not have been able to get back on our raft if we had. So what's this barrel here? It's got clean water in it at 30. We're going to bring this up here. Pop it there. Grab out a rope. Attach that. Have a bit of a nap. Alright. Let's detach this one. Grab that. Fill these up. Suppose we can leave that here. I guess it's already freshened it up a little bit. We're a little bit thirsty, so we'll take a drink out of that. Go have another nap. I'm not going to set up our turtle shells here because this island looks way too small to set up a base on. But at least we've got some nice fresh water again. It looks like it might be the end. Might be the end of that rainfall. I can't get it back in there without moving that chest, so just going to pop it there, tie it back down. Now that water's got a value of 30. It's only 2 units. Don't worry too much about it. I think I'll just pop that in there. Okay. Alright. Let's see what else we've got here. So we've got a statue heading that way. See a ton of islands from here. Got a fireplace, we're not going to use that. Don't have my axe on me. Got birds and bird eggs. Turtle eggs. Got ourselves a chest here. More candles. Not much else. Okay. Let's have a look. Alright, so call this one Teeny. Call it Teeny 1 because it's the first island we've made landfall on here. So we came from that direction. You have an island there. We have one there. There's one off in the distance there. One there. That looks like one big sort of maybe an archipelago. And now these are not going to get letters on them until we travel to a second island and triangulate. But that's quite a few islands branching out from there. So, alrighty. So now we're supposed to be able to... Let's grab my axe. What I want to do... Nothing. Nothing there. There we go. Bush fibre. So we should be able to... Okay, we need 2 bush fibre to make a small rope. Didn't get any from that one. So it doesn't look like you get it from all of them. Does seem to be a bit of randomness to it. Okay, so we only got 1. That's fine. Break this up. Alrighty. Got some coconuts. Our coconut holder is full. So, we should make ourselves a backpack again. So, in equipment, small backpack. So we need a palm frond, and we've got one in here. We'll grab one of them. And we need a small stick. Did see some small sticks lying around, well that one will do. Need our knife. Pop that back in there. We'll pop this here, I guess. Let's get our little chest down here. Pop these back in our belt. And fix this up. Okay, so now we're back in business. So I might grab these, put them in our backpack. And then guess we'll head off to one of these other islands. But that's going to do it for this episode. So if you did enjoy this episode, please leave me a like or a comment down below. If you want to see more, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. This is one video in a whole playthrough, starting right from the start, so you can find the playlist on my channel page. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.